obviously MTK, you worked with those guys quite a long time. They've now, unfortunately, they're folding. It's a shame to see good people like Lee Eaton and obviously fighters as well, who could potentially be out of contract and have no promoters and have no fights coming up. Just get coming up from yourself on what your thoughts are on that, really.
I'm gutted, absolutely gutted. But I suppose you've got to take about 8 very good years with MTK. MTK been around for 8 years, and I've been with them for, I'd like to say, the majority of the years, I believe. Probably about, I signed with them when I was 20. I'm 27 years, or maybe so. I've been with them for a long time, and for what they brought to the sport has been unbelievable. And I'm just gutted. Like, gutted's an understatement, I'd say. They allowed a platform for fighters who might not have got a promotional deal with the likes of Frank and Eddie, and they've kind of spread it out from world-class level fighters to maybe small hall show fighters, but also giving them the platform to be on the IFL TV, be in some good venues, and been able to showcase their skill on a platform they might not have had. So I can't see anyone out there doing that same sort of thing. So I'm gutted. It's just an understatement, really.
How bad is it for British boxing? Because we've seen, the matchmaking on the MTK shows is outstanding. Like you say, they've helped so many fighters from small hall to top level, like Tyson Fury and yourself, these world level fighters. Just how bad is it for British boxing that they won't be around no longer?
I generally do think it's terrible, just because of the fact that they generally are there for the fighters. MTK was actually there for the fighters. They would always back the fighters' corner, get them the best deals, and also provided a lot of help in and outside the ring. So if a fighter didn't exactly want to, for example, this is just an example, if a fighter never wanted to pursue their career as a fighter anymore, there was always options to go into coaching, into the TV side of things, but commentary. So there was just so much they offered that people don't generally offer, and they've done so much for the sport, and the support was always there. And yeah, it's going to be a massive hit for British boxing and a lot of fighters, for sure.
Where do the fighters go now? Like for yourself, for example, you mentioned you've been with them for 7 years. Obviously, you're lucky you have got the deal with Frank Warren as your promoter. But what happens for you now?
Probellum. I'm not with Frank.
Oh, okay. So
I'm not with Frank. Me and Frank parted in just before Christmas, but all on good terms. No problem with Frank. It's good. I just signed a new deal with Probellum. But yeah, like you say, I'm one of the fortunate ones who have been able to sign with the likes of Probellum, Frank Warren, to the Eddie Earns. But there's fighters. That's only a very small percentage. There's a lot of fighters there who wasn't as fortunate to have a promotional contract with the likes of Frank, Eddie Earn, or Sky Sports, or so. Like I say, the fellas who are not signed there, it's hard. It's heartbreaking, really, because it's not a fair crack at the whip. Do you know what I mean? The MTK give that. That's what they've done. They give every fighter a fair crack at the whip, and I think, unfortunately, with them gone, I can't see that happening. But I'm just thankful and grateful I'm in a position that it's not going to affect me as much as others. But it's just hard.
Definitely. What's next for you? Have you got a fight date in mind? When we like to see you back out?
But yeah, as it stands, I'm penciled in for the 20th of May. It'll be a big fight. Hopefully, like someone who's be the top 15 in the world or an ex-world champion. There's no need for warm-up fights now. It's just time to get in with the big fights and push on. Obviously, we've got Shakur and Valdes not this weekend, next weekend. So I'll be having a close eye on that and hopefully drawing the winner of them too. But we shall see.
Where are you expecting your fight to be if it is May 20th? I know we've probably been a lot of Dubai shows. They have got a Liverpool one this week. Is it going to be in the UK?
Yeah, they said UK. They're talking about, like I say, doing a London show. So my next fight will be over here. and then hopefully back out in Dubai because they've done a few shows out there. I was due on their show in December in Dubai, but unfortunately picked an injury up, so hence the reason why I've been out of the ring for a little while since October. But yeah, injuries are past me. I'm in good shape, in good stead, and look forward to showcasing a big performance, and also collecting a world title this year.
And then just finally, you mentioned there Oscar Valdez, Shakur Stevenson. You got a close eye on that one. Obviously, you ranked number 1 with the WBO. How do you see that fight going?
I'm backing Shakur Stevenson to beat Oscar Valdez, just because I think Valdes is obviously gonna try and put the pressure on Shakur, but I think Shakur is a very good technician, and I think that's what he wants. I don't think that's the way to beat Shakur Stevenson, is trying to sit on his chest, but there will be some questions answered, I think, as well, because it's at that level where you're at a level now where anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's asking me the same thing about Tyson Fury and Dylan White, and you're at a level where you're 1 or 2% away. It makes a massive difference. It's anyone's got a knockout power punch, world class punch, and anything can happen. But I am backing Shakur. I'm at 60-40 Shakur.
Perfect. Archie, I look forward to seeing you back in the ring. We'll catch up soon. But thanks for your time, mate.
No, thank you for having me on. God bless.